Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we unravel the life of one of the most complex and terrifying figures in Marvel history. A man of unmatched intellect, relentless ambition, and a heart forged in pain. So stay tuned for the origin of Victor Von Doom, aka Doctor Doom. The story begins in the misty foothills of Latveria, a small Balkan nation, often forgotten by the rest of the world. Near the humble village of Hassenstadt lived the Zefiro clan, a tribe of Romani wanderers, often mislabeled as gypsies by outsiders. Life was hard for them, constantly moving to avoid the cruelty of the local barons, who would harass, rob, and sometimes brutalize them. Most of the Zefiro accepted this as their lot, but one woman didn't. She was none other than Cynthia Von Doom, Victor's mother. Cynthia was no ordinary woman. She was a witch, versed in ancient magics. For years she watched her people suffer, and when Baron Vladimir Fortunov's men came, once again to take what little they had, Cynthia finally acted. In secret, she called upon a forbidden force, a demon lord known as Mephisto. Mephisto promised her strength, a future where her people could live free. He even whispered that her son, young Victor, might one day become a king, and so she accepted his power. But power always comes at a price. Fueled by dark magic, Cynthia struck back against the Baron's soldiers with terrifying force. But she was unable to control her newfound abilities, and Mephisto's gift came with a horrifying cost: the lives of many soldiers and children. Overcome with guilt, Cynthia renounced the dark power. But the damage was already done. A village guard attacked and injured her as she fled. She collapsed at the edge of the Zefiro camp, found only by her husband, Werner Von Doom. With her dying breath, Cynthia begged him to protect their son. Her soul was claimed by Mephisto and dragged into hell. Werner did all he could to fulfill her final wish. He tried to destroy the chest of magical items left behind. But no matter what he did, it always returned, and so he hid it. Victor grew up unaware of the full truth, living in the shadows of pain and fear. But he had one light: Valeria, his childhood friend, and the granddaughter of the wise elder Boris. But his peaceful life shattered when the Baron's wife fell ill, and Werner, being a respected healer, was summoned to help. Werner did all he could, but the cancer was too far gone. The Baron blamed him anyway. Victor and his father fled into the mountains. Werner, desperate to keep his son alive, wrapped him in his own clothing, freezing himself to death in the process. Victor was found, but his father was gone. This moment changed him forever. Young Victor swore vengeance, not just for his parents, but for all his people. And when he discovered the chest his father had tried to hide, he uncovered his mother's dark legacy. Inside were potions, scrolls, and forbidden tomes. And in them, Victor found purpose. He set out to conquer both science and magic. Victor built mechanical marvels. He tricked the barons. He protected the Zefiro. He even created a lifelike robot that once saved him from execution. And when American agents came offering him a scholarship in exchange for technology, Victor accepted because America had what he needed to complete his life's mission: to free his mother from hell. At New York State University, Victor Von Doom crossed paths with Reed Richards. For a brief time, there was respect between them, even the potential for friendship. But their philosophies clashed. Reed sought understanding through collaboration. Victor pursued mastery through isolation. The divide grew, quietly at first, then unmistakably. What could have been a powerful partnership instead became the beginning of a legendary rivalry. Victor built his own lab, where he continued his secret research into both science and the occult. And then he tried to build the machine, the one that would pierce the veil between life and death, the one that would take him to hell and bring his mother back. The calculations were flawed. Reed tried to warn him, but Victor ignored him. The machine exploded. Victor survived, but not without consequences. His face was scarred, though how badly is still debated. To Victor, even the smallest blemish was a mark of failure. He was expelled from the university. He rejected all further government deals. And before leaving America, he activated his robotic soldiers, ordering them to destroy everything he had built. Victor disappeared after being expelled from the university and shunned by the world he thought would help him. But he was far from gone. He journeyed deep into the Himalayas, crossing frozen peaks and barren lands, surviving bandits, storms, and starvation. And there, he found an ancient monastery, the one whispered of in occult texts, where sorcerers and monks had lived for centuries, isolated from the world. They welcomed him, not out of kindness, but out of recognition. Victor didn't just study with them. He mastered them. He learned their rituals, their magic, their secrets. He outpaced them in every test. Within months, he became their leader. And then he made a request. He asked the monks to help forge a suit of armor, one that would hold his pain, his power, and his identity. The armor was forged in both fire and magic, enchanted with spells to protect him from demonic influence. But Victor didn't wait for the metal to cool. As soon as it was ready, he demanded they seal it to his body. The burning metal fused to his skin, but he didn't scream. From the shadows of the forge, Victor looked into a mirror for the first time and said the words that would echo for decades. Never again will mortal eyes gaze upon Victor Von Doom. From this moment on, there is only what I have become. There is only Dr. Doom. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a future video.